Welcome back to the Golden Horde and the Great Khan. Well, last time we actually did finish, or win per se, the war for, well, the last remnants of Russia. We also had to release Georgia and Armenia to keep France with their superior military tech out of it, which I would still argue was a very good thing to do. Basically, the military attacks would be great. The fact they had improved maneuver by 50 gives us a good reason why they managed to catch up with our army. And basically you get better units and better cavalry, better everything really at that tech level, so it is understandable. And also, again, I would like to defend my decision to give up this area just to get them out of it. Again, it's not really that much of a loss. I can peacefully fabricate claims on these and just take them down slowly but surely. I basically, instead of money or anything like that, used admin points to get the French out of it. I'm happy about my decision to do so. Now, we are going to be annexing Xi here, and it's going to take a while. July 1704, and it's going to be a pain in the arse. It drains 11 diplomatic power per month each month. Before it was 15 points. I have a feeling that the thing that I've been messing around a little bit with a couple of things here. I believe that the diplomatic reputation here actually has influence on basically how much diplomatic cost is per month. I'm a little bit unsure on the matter, but I think it might be the case that the higher diplomatic reputation you have, the better your well, rates for annexing countries will be. At least that's what I'm thinking here, or hoping. It might be the case, it might not be, but we'll figure that out as we go. Now, anyways, there's not really much else to say here. We are, as I said, going to wait for the annexation of Xi, then we're going to fabricate a claim on Castile. I am currently building a navy for that sole purpose. We're going to downplay 24,000 man army on the island, and we're basically just going to aim at holding the island and wait for the war to more or less run its course. I'm tempted to perhaps go for taking over India, but westernization has more or less been left alone, basically due to the fact that the revolt risk of plus 10, along with the only one monarch power, makes it really unlikely, but also the fact that, as this is recorded, the next DLC, therefore most likely make this game unplayable, is released tomorrow. So I'm basically just going to power through, get the Great Khan. I might attempt to do westernization, a very short westernization attempt, as after this one, before the DLC airs, but other than that, I'm not going to do anything particular or special to make sure that we get the results we want. So I'll see what I end up with here. Well, as you can see, I can actually start westernizing now, but as you can see, each month up to 1 power, 3 power a month, 36 power. No, sorry, yeah, 36 power a year. It's not worth it. Let's just say that. I would probably be able to fill it up right before, but the bad events and everything connected would quickly make it impossible, so we're going to ignore westernization as a whole. What we will do, however, is get military tech 23, light cavalry. We get military tactics plus 0.50. Maneuver value units have been increased by 50%, cavalry shock a whole point, and we get some new units, cavalry and foot soldiers, musketeers, and reformed cavalry. So all of them are useful. Can also take a new mission here. I guess we can claim Turkhan. I believe that is actually a Muscovy province, so we can fabricate a claim on that. I also have sold Dhaka to Koch, so I am completely imports compete with Golden Horde quality goods. No, we are going mercantilistic here. I don't care too much about trade, so going mercantilistic is probably the best choice. I'm also pretty sure that mercantilism is the best choice anyways. I'm a little bit unsure on the matter. It's been too long since I've been messing around with the trade here. So as you can see, 4% of my income comes from trade, nothing at all. My mercantilism is at 22%, so it gives bonus to my my own well lands. And let's see here. Novgorod, is that such a... Wait a minute, is Novgorod worth that much? 6 and... yeah, they're just taking 6 out. I could always place a merchant there just to get money. I think what we're going to do here is actually take home this guy. There's not really much money there to begin with. and we're actually going to place him in Constantinople instead. It's a better place to, well, get money from, and my trade income should actually boost a little bit already from that. No, it actually went down. Interesting. But as I said, I have no need to mess around with trade in this game, so it doesn't really matter. I'm a little bit unsure what I want to do, if I just want to sit around, wait for Xi to be finished, or if I want to start messing around with, for instance, take down remains of Timurids, gold, Vinagia, etc. Vinagia is still... No, Vinagia has left the coalition, so what I think we're going to do here is just fabricate claims on the south, and just keep on taking the land. Basically, as I said, the goal will be, to some extent, just create a Eastern Empire of some description. So I'm going to keep on fabricating claims along the coast here. So hopefully, it will work out just as planned. We'll see how it goes. As you can see, I have a decent amount of claims on Yemen here, and I'm actually decided that while I'm fabricating claims on, well, Vinagia and Timurids, we're going to fight a war against Yemen first. I'm pretty sure that these, as a whole, won't really care what I do with Yemen. Of course, the Mamluks, Ethiopia, Dal, and Ajuran could care a little bit, but I'm pretty sure it will be safe. The only issue is that Armenia and Georgia are Sunni now, so they might actually get pissed for me for attacking Yemen, but I think I'll be perfectly fine. So the goal here, as soon as one of these guys gets back from fabricating claims, will be for basically now a war. Poltava, of all places. That's actually kind of a harsh place to convert. It's high base tax, but it should be fine. So we're just going to go full military-wise, still making money from that. So Tundainu. Oh, I actually lost the claim. It's been too long. That's too bad. I think we're going to wait with going for... No, I'm earning enough for it to not be an issue. We're just going for admin tech 23 here, improved irrigation, and with that we get administrative efficiency plus 25 and an increase in production efficiency by 10%. Now the increase in administrative efficiency means that I can hold more land that I do not have cores on, making it a really good thing for if you want to basically kill a big nation and release it as vassal. Could be one way to use that. But all in all, it will be really beneficial, especially in times of a lot of conquest like we are basically approaching here. Kind of want to attempt to build up my own power base just to make sure that I can actually take on everyone and everything, more or less. Go for this will be take Al-Hazar, and I'm a little bit unsure who Yemen actually is allied with. Should probably check that before we declare war. That's why I didn't check. They don't have any allies. So I'm pretty sure in this board that I will not have to do too much myself. Pretty sure that the Ottomans will tear them apart. So I'll not be paying too much attention to that spectre or side of the wall. Tundainu needs a new claim, and then I'm going to fabricate a claim on Telangana, and then we're ready for war against Vinagia. I am fabricating claims on the Timurids. Kind of want to mess around with them too a little bit more. So there's a lot of things here in motion, more or less. Unfortunately, I have a bigger fleet than I do, so we're not going to be messing with that. Now this one is interesting. They do have a fairly decent-sized army, but they are far behind me in military attack. So I think even this small army here could, in theory, put some problems to them. So I get fair laws, a good event that gives national revolt risk minus 2% for quite a while. That is not a bad event. 5 years of minus 2 revolt risk is something that would be beneficial if I actually decided to westernize, but I didn't. Well, they did at least defeat the Ottoman Horde, and they're 2 techs ahead. That's a little bit of an interesting move. Do you have that good a general? They have a decent general, but at least now the Ottomans have they have warranted themselves, or I can't come up with a good word. They have proven themselves after the loss. So as I said, we're going to just siege the area, take what I have claims to, take Basra too, and hand it over to the Ottomans, and that's it. Nothing else planned for this war. We'll see how it goes. Well, this one is an interesting one. Aspiration for liberty for 10 years. Lose 6 points of stability, local revolt risk plus 2, and 37 and 34 revolutionary regiments, Sarai and Penza. This is an interesting one. The questionable rule of Mamai I, the population strive for liberty and the desire for enactment of enlightened ideas, has spurred a revolution that seems all but unavoidable. The common people has united and taken to arms in an attempt to topple the government, and thereby initiating one of the bloodiest revolutions of our time. I don't see how we are not enlightened. We might be an absolute monarchy. Well, I guess that is kind of why this happened. But we don't have any particular high revolt risks. We have 4% is the biggest one, and that is because someone else is actually spurring them ahead, but fine. If it's a revolt war you want, then we'll give you one. Might be actually that this peasant revolt here that happened just now might be the case for this, but even so, it's kind of ridiculous. No matter, we're going to just get everything set here. Of course, this means that I will have to boost my stability back up to well, regular. The bonus, of course, is that with the increased admin efficiency, it shouldn't be a problem. Negative, of course, is that due to the size of these stacks, I'm going to lose a few provinces here before I can actually mount a rally against them, which is, of course, not beneficial at all. But it is what it is, I guess. So I'm just going to fight this. Shouldn't be an issue. I have what, 100,000 troops to deal with this. Join up 1 or 2 armies and it should be a swift work here. Of course, I lost Pensa. That's not really a horrible problem. It's something that I can solve. It's that's the difficulty level we're looking at here. Now I'm going to test this just because I'm curious. If this makes it cheaper. Nope. Seems my theory got shot to shit. Anyways, we're going to, of course, deal with these guys. Shouldn't be too much of a problem, as you can see. The second revolutionary army here should fall swiftly. And I'm a little bit unsure if I even needed to bring this army back home to deal with this. It seems like we have everything on lockdown already. So I'll just keep on my war with these guys, which is basically not something I need to fight on my own. I can just sit on the sidelines and laugh. And we'll also declare war on Vinagyar right about now. Great Britain is already at war with them, which is of course not good. So we're going to go with take Tondainu, because I'm going to declare war myself. Now, of course, there's a little bit of an issue with this, the fact that my vassals are, well, in Yemen. But in the big picture of things, that should not really be too much of an issue. The civil war has also been really and thoroughly beaten here, so it's not a horrible situation at all. Sure, I'll take that mission. It's the only mission I can get. But yeah, this is already over by my means. So all I really will do now is re-siege the provinces, and we'll prepare for, as you know, a war against Vinagyar, which should be solved fairly easily. Unfortunately, my heir has tragically died, and the result of this is nothing interesting. Just a noble will succeed to the throne. So everything is good in the neighborhood. Well, this is going to be an interesting one. There's a 90,000 man army coming, and I do not have a general, which is kind of an awkward situation to be in. Sure, I can kill those 22,000 rebels. Should probably keep an army a little bit more centralized in this case, so we're going to move you guys here. I'm going to pull one of you guys back to place you there. The Ottomans will have to deal with you on their own. I'm kind of worried about this scenario here. Well, we are slaughtering them more than they are slaughtering us. We are going to win the battle on morale, or anything at all for that matter. And I can hand or hop a general into this to make it even worse for them. They wouldn't even allow me to do that, but that's fine. So basically now we did do a incredible amount of damage. They had a 9,000 stack that was reduced to 36. So no matter how we look at that, that is definitely a rather good gain. We're also going to go with military tech 24 here, the covered way. With that we get, well, come up with increased by 2, and we can build a redoubt. Could probably have gotten that before the battle though. I really need to start paying attention. I find it hilarious though that these... Oh, those are going to be a pain in the arse to deal with. you guys are going to have to take a long, long walk. I definitely need another unit. I should probably train one. But I think before we do that, we'll declare war on Timurids. Do I want to declare war on them? No, I have another claim to fabricate, then we'll declare war on them. The thing that I'm kind of considering now is if I want to go for the annexation of Shun. Basically start the annexation before Xi is done. And I think the answer to that is yes. We are actually not losing too much diplomatic power at the current stage. But I should probably fix my council. I was testing something. There we go. Now we get the same amount of diplomatic power as we did before. So once this thing reaches close to its end, we're going to go with the annexation of Shun. However, at this moment I'm just going to keep an eye on the current situation in Vinagia, and we should be able to win this war without too much fuss. Well, it seems like Golden Horde's good days are over. We got a stability drop, apparently dead in battle for some weird reasons. I lost 2 points of stability. We also of course get the ridiculously low legitimacy due to the fact that he didn't have any claims to the throne. And again, this just piles onto the again expensive cost of trying to make everything work here. The Bengalese nationalist also needs to be taken care of. So as the current situation is, it's not looking too good. We oh, so it was actually doing this army of all things it could have been doing. Well, doesn't matter. My bad. So what we will have now is probably, as I said, a couple of years of slow growth per se, but it should still be fine. Most of our points do actually not come from our leader's skill. As you can see, we have 3 from. Funny enough, we have the base value. Then we have 3 from our advisor. Then we have 2 from him. So he is basically the least worry of our concerns here. The problem, of course, is that with the low admin point gain that we currently have now, I kind of wish that the focus was still on admin points, but that's another story entirely. Did my general die here? No, he didn't. Just was a little bit of a disadvantage. But anyways, I'm going to just keep on with the wars that I'm currently fighting. We'll probably finish off Yemen now, make a peace deal here. And the goal here will be to take the lands that I have claims to, because they are cheap. And I think I'm just going to stick to that. I think I'm going to take Basra too. And the reason why we're taking Basra is kind of simple. It's just so I can hand it over to the Ottomans. I'm going to core everything else myself. There we go. And as you can see, the overextension cost here is actually pretty cheap. And Basra is actually the most expensive thing if I decide to core it myself. The rest is fairly cheap. And now I can start fighting claims on Lima, Isfahan, Muscat. These 2, and that will be the targets for next war, along with Bahrain here. So there's that. Anyways, next step now is just to get this army back into a fighting condition. Then we'll deal with the rebels and finish up a war here with Vinagia. Well, I did not pay attention to what was happening around me, and it was apparently a very bad thing to do. They are attacking us here, but they're still losing a lot more forces than we did. At the start of the battle we had 16,000 and we lost 6,000, 7,000. They lost 23. So it was probably due to the mountains, but still it means that we have a very, very strong position when it comes to well, strength in battle. These guys will probably be able to deal with the rebels themselves, as you can see now, thanks to that too. And we have a revolt in Al-Hazza. Hopefully I can... We'll send that army south. I haven't had any more revolutionary rebels, that's positive. But I'll go on here and wait for the annexation of Xi to completely finish. And I might have to end this war prematurely if I want to start the annexation of Shun as soon as Xi is finished. Unfortunately, I didn't pay too much attention. I completely forgot about Xi, but it has been integrated, and this poses us a little problem here due to religious unity among other things. But it should be, again, something that we can solve. Fleet-wise, I'm a little bit unsure if I want to keep their fleet. I don't think so. They're kind of the same tech as us, but I kind of want to be completely in control over my own fleet. We also get a pretty decent sized army here, 38,000 men. I'm probably going to make 24,000 men armies out of this and place them in the area, of course, for protection, my own protection more so than anything else. And that should probably be a good enough scenario. Shun is also most likely going to, as I said, get annexed. But at least now I can start the publication of a claim on Taiwan, and once we get that, we should be done. And then I should hold all the areas required myself, which will make things even funnier. But we still have the revolutionary armies running around here being assholes. It's not really a problem per se, but we are at least winning. Legitimacy, of course, is another issue that should be. I need to look into that sooner rather than later. Now, how are these armies looking out? Does it have? Yeah, it does have what it needs. This one is a 6, so these ones belong together. Kind of just trying to figure out here. It seems like they went for a white peace with Great Britain here, which is beneficial to me, more or less. But I know that I've dragged this out far longer than I need to, so we're going to end it here. And we're going to continue next time. This army here is going to be pulled back into, well, the area where we're going to remodel it after our own designs. And we'll possibly fight Castile next time. I'll see you then. Let me rephrase that. We're going to annex these two and then we're going to fight them. So, yeah. I'll see you next time. Feel free to comment in comments, praise, criticism, anything at all. And as I said, I'll see you around next time. Bye.